Hey everyone, I'm here to check in with you. Okay, so baby is here. He's healthy, he's great. I'll give an update about him and kind of what's been going on at the end. But we'll start with the usual format of just talking about making. So since the end of April, I don't have any finished objects. I started projects just to kind of play around with them, but never actually finished them. I did make 3 little bags for my kids' teachers, and that's really the only projects that I was able to complete, and that's okay. May was super busy. The first week of May was pretty calm. I did quite a bit of knitting. The second week of May switched around the kids' rooms. And then the third week of May was a lot of end of school celebrations, dance recital, like it was just one thing after another every single day. And then the fourth week, he was born. So there hasn't been a whole lot going on that I could finish. I am going to show you some things that I've started or made progress on for works in progress. So last episode, I had started my birds of a feather in a really pretty pink color. So I am using Plush Blush from Hobby Lobby in their authentic hand dyed, and then some mohair from Sandnes Garn. It is their 10 silk mohair. And so I have finished up the third and final lace section. So now it's just a bunch of garter. And it should be something that's easy for me to finish because this is the third time I've knit this pattern and it's just garter. I'm hoping by the end of the summer, I can't say by the end of the month I want such and such finished. I don't really think it's fair to give myself that kind of deadline, I guess. Especially if it's self-imposed. Nobody is waiting for this. It's just all of my making right now is very just free to be done whenever it gets done. So I would like to have this done by the end of summer, beginning of fall, so then I can start wearing it. That's what I hope. And in my green bag, I still have my Mackworth designed by Andrea Mowry, but I literally have not touched it, so there's nothing to share on that. The next 2 are cast-ons that I started. This first one, I had started another muscle burr, and this is just Knit Picks Bear Stroll, I think. But I don't know that I want to continue it. I already have enough hats like down in our basket in our closet that I don't know that I need another one. And so I'm thinking of just frogging it and then using the yarn for something else. I haven't decided because my thought was I had started this and then I was going to bring it with me to the hospital. That did not happen. I mean, I brought knitting to the hospital, but everything that I packed in my bag, I would say 95% of it stayed in my bag because there were some things I just brought, even though with baby number 4, I knew I was not going to get those things out of my bag, like my little makeup bag. I knew I wasn't going to put on no makeup. But sometimes just knowing it's there and that if I wanted to, I had the choice was kind of what I needed. But I don't know that this is something that I really want to make. You know what I mean? And I had stored this in my basket here with all my scraps because this yarn was left over from my white sweater that I had made inspired by my wedding dress. And I think it got caught on something somewhere near the bottom of the cake because when I was knitting, I noticed that one of the plies would be broken or both plies would be completely broken and the yarn was... So I'm not feeling it. I don't think I want to do it. The final thing that I've cast on and kept on my needles, I did cast on right before this project. I had cast on a different sweater with Holst Garn Coast in a green color. And I was just playing around, and I really, really liked working with Coast. So the only reason that I ripped out that sweater is because the smock stitches that I did on the sleeves, I liked the smock stitches, but I didn't love it. And my neckline was kind of funky. So I thought, okay, I'm going to rip that out and I want to play with something else. So I pulled out my linen quill leftovers and some newer skeins that I hadn't worked with, and I started a striped sweater. And I'm making this up as I go. I'm using, my book must be downstairs. I'm using Barbara Walker's book about top-down construction. So I'm using her math and all of her advice that she offers in her book to do a top-down raglan striped sweater. So this will be a crew neck, raglan shaped. It will have different type of stripes. So I'm doing, each stripe sequence is 3 inches. So I have 3 inches of this first stripe sequence, then 3 inches here, 3 inches of the next one, 3 inches, and so on until I get to the bottom, and then I have to do the sleeves, obviously. I'm knitting this on US 3 needles, and I'm kind of just, like I said, going with the flow, but only because I've made other sweaters similar to this do I feel comfortable even doing that. Because when you say, well, I'm just kind of making it up as I go, there's more involved in that, and normally you have to have some kind of experience under your belt to feel comfortable to do that. At least I do. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. My colors that I'm using, so kind of I guess what we could call the main color here, is peony pink. And then this red color is red poppy, and then the hot pink color is pink pop, because those are the colors that I had. You know, I started this when I was still pregnant, so I'm not sure fitting wise how it will fit. And I think I'm kind of okay to have something that's a bit bigger. I don't want it so oversized that it looks kind of sloppy and ill-fitting, but I'm okay if it's a little more roomy and a little more casual and more like a sweatshirt, because a casual, almost athletic kind of fit is what I prefer and what I really like. So it may work out and it may not. And I don't know, like right now in my head, I don't know if the fit's not perfect, is that going to bother me as much as some other projects that I work on? I don't know. Like right now, I think I'm kind of okay if it just is what it is. I'm kind of just in that space right now. So that's what I have knit 1 whole inch on the body since giving birth. And that's the only knitting that I have done. 1 inch. So I'm going to update you on baby. William was born on Monday, May 23rd, around lunchtime. And he's been doing great. I have struggled. So when I was in the hospital, he was born on Monday. The school shooting in Texas happened on Tuesday. So in my head, I'm in the hospital. You know, it's not that you're trapped in the hospital, but sometimes you can feel like you're trapped in the hospital. So I'm sitting there with him, and I think, especially on Wednesday the 25th was the last day of school for my daughter and son. So I'm stuck in the hospital, worried to death about their last day of school. I'm hoping that they're excited and that it's a good day, and then also hoping that they are safe. So then On top of that, in the US, there's a formula shortage, and I do not have a very good track record with nursing my babies. With our oldest, I was able to get to 3 months, and then my body just was so stressed out that it shut down milk production. It was done, it was over. With second baby, our son, I was able to get through the first month, and then he had latch problems, so we did bottle feeding, and then he just really didn't want my milk. I also got mastitis, and that really hurt my milk production, and it just, my body just shut everything down after a month. And then with baby number 3, our daughter again, my body just didn't make anything. Like, I came home from the hospital with her. She cried all the way home from the hospital, and I would sit there and try to nurse her for hours and hours and hours, and I was in such pain. And I knew from our oldest daughter, who, if I hadn't gone back to work, I wonder if I would have been able to make it a full year to nurse her, but whatever, that's a what if game. But I knew that nursing in the beginning can be uncomfortable until you kind of get everything down, baby gets the hang of it and everything like that. And I tried to hang in there, but I was in such pain, and I was bleeding, and I was trying to nurse and trying to pump, and it just, nothing was coming out of my body. And I realized nothing's coming out. She's starving. She's hungry. So we had to, again, go to a formula. So this time with baby number 4, sitting in the hospital, on top of worrying about my kid's last day of school and them being safe and enjoying it, I'm also worried about a formula shortage, and I'm also worried that what formula we do buy, is it safe for the baby? Like, all these, I already have a dusting of anxiety anyway, which I can normally, without medication, I can manage on my own. I have things that work for me, and I use those tools. But after having a baby and crazy hormones that change after that, worrying about my kid's safety, worrying about if my baby's going to eat, that was a stressor. And then we came home, everything was okay. And then Friday, my son got sick. Not this one, a 4-year-old got sick in the middle of the night. So I went to help him clean all of that up. And then our 2-year-old got sick with the same thing. And then I got sick with the same thing, some virus that's going around. It's not COVID. So then I was worried about the 3 of us being sick, I was worried that we would get William sick, and that was super stressful. I tried to stay off certain parts of social media, like exploring on Instagram, because there's always some sad story that absolutely would break my heart and send me into a spiral of tears. After 7 to 10 days, we were all fine. After we started getting better, and I knew that my body struggles with producing milk, so I thought, I'm just going to be really diligent. I'm going to buy what I think I need to be successful, to make myself feel better, and I'm going to give this one last shot and just try to do the absolute best that I can. So I have been doing that. He was fussy when I was nursing, so I made the decision to go to pumping and bottle feeding, so then I can see how much he's getting, since I find my body to be unreliable as far as how much it's making. I need to be able to monitor that. That's also just good for my own mental state to know that. And so I've been diligent about trying to keep up on pumping. We're also supplementing with formula to make up for any shortcomings that I have as far as milk amount. But pumping it's funny that the whole milk situation has taken a toll on me the way that it has. And I kind of could have suspected it because I knew how much it affected me in the past. But this kind of hit a whole new level of mental health to the point where I called my doctor to see if I have baby blues or postpartum depression. And so as of right now, today, what is today? June 10th, I think. I think today's June 10th. I'm waiting for the call back from my doctor so then I can see what it is I need to do. I have never, ever felt like I have the past few weeks since he's been born. He'll be 3 weeks on Monday. So just for me, after having baby, it felt like I wasn't myself. Like I can't describe in words what it felt like because it was such a new feeling that I haven't been able to liken it to anything else. Other than I just want to sleep all the time, which you want to sleep all the time anyway after having a baby because you're so freaking tired because you're up. You don't ever get really any long stretches of sleep. Plus I have 3 other kids that we've got running around the house and taking care of them too. And I do have help. I have good help. But even with good help, you still get tired. So feeling tired all the time, my body aches. I would one day be okay and eat what I think I needed to eat in order to give my body what it needed so then my body could make what his body needs. But then I've also had days where I just don't have any appetite at all. Like I don't want to eat. The thought of eating just, it's not that I want to starve myself. I just have literally zero appetite. So trying to navigate all of that then stresses me out if I don't eat because I know I need to eat, because if I don't, then that's gonna sabotage my milk production. So it's all an intertwined like game. So it's just a lot of layers of things on top of each other. Just not feeling like myself. I have never once had any thoughts that scared me about harming myself or anybody else. None of that. I have had a really deep desire to just want to be myself, to just feel like myself again. Any hopelessness that I would feel would be, what if that feeling stays and I don't get to feel like me again? And I really miss that feeling. The last 2 days, yesterday and today, I feel very grateful and thankful and blessed that I have woken up and I do feel like myself. I'm hoping that whatever I've gone through these past 3 weeks is just baby blues. So it's short term and now we can move on and I can do what I need to do and enjoy doing it. When it came to knitting, like I said, I've only knit 1 inch and that was during pumping. But then I realized by the time I bottle feed him and then pump, if I do it in that order, that's a complete time suck. And You know, newborn babies have to eat every 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 4 in the night. And by the time I would feed him and then pump, I mean, I'm not getting any sleep. Ain't nobody getting, I'm getting maybe like an hour and a half stretch of sleep if I'm lucky, or maybe even less than that sometimes. So then I switched to putting him in his little bed carrier thing that we have and giving him his bottle and pumping simultaneously. And I can normally give him his bottle and pump at the same time and be done in about 35-45 minutes, which is better. And I get more sleep that way, which makes me feel much better. But yeah, it's been quite a ride. I don't know. Like I said, I've never, to my knowledge, from my point of view, I have never felt or gone through this before. And so I'll be very happy once we kind of get out of this. I knew that the first month after baby was born is, for me, always the hardest because it's all new. Baby doesn't sleep that much through the night, and you know, it's a big adjustment period. And I knew that coming into it, but I was not expecting any blues or depression coming with it because I didn't have that with the other 3. I had changes in hormones and all that kind of stuff with them, but nothing like this time. This was wild. So I'm hoping, I'm praying that we're coming out of it. With that said, everybody else, all the kids are doing just fine, and everyone, thankfully, knock on wood, is physically healthy. We have some runny noses, but I mean, what kid doesn't come with snot? That's our update. I think it would probably be the wise choice for me to take the rest of the summer to just take care of my kiddos, take care of myself, and, you know, maybe in the fall come back with regular episodes at the end of every month. But I know that I cannot do monthly episodes until we're all squared away here. I really need to focus on taking care of myself, doing small things throughout the day to kind of break the, I don't know, to break the blues, I guess. That's it. That's the update. Not a lot of knitting, a lot of emotions and feelings. Baby William says, we'll see you next time. Bye.